endless sky, they reign supreme. Voices echoing like whispers in a dream. Night and west ride a storm with words they weave. Bruce joins the tale if his grind grants reprieve. Princes of the universe, their thrones are their lives, spinning tales of wonder from the depths of their eyes. Through the shadows of chaos, their voices ignite a beacon of wisdom in the dead of night. From galaxies afar to the mundane grind, no topics too obscure for their curious minds. The laughter cuts the dark like a blade of steel. In the realm of the podcast, the truths are revealed. Princes of the universe, their thrones are their lives, spinning tales of wonder from the depths of their lives. Through the shadows of chaos, their voices ignite a beacon of wisdom in the dead of night. From galaxies afar to the mundane grind, no topics too obscure for the curious minds. The laughter cuts the dark like a blade of steel. In the realm of the podcast, the truths are revealed. Princes of the universe, their thrones are their lives, spinning tales of wonder from the depths of their lives. Through the shadows of chaos, their voices ignite a beacon of wisdom in the dead of night. If Bruce's chains of labor let him break away, he joins the battle of ideas they slay. The trifecta does stand strong like a mighty brigade. Their words as legends that will never fade. Princes of the universe, their thrones are their lives, spinning tales of wonder from the depths of their eyes. Through the shadows of chaos, their voices ignite a beacon of wisdom in the dead of night.
There can be only one podcast, and may it be the Prince of the Universe. Hi, folks. I'm Matt.
And I'm Bruce.
Well, we're going to talk about Monarch, which, you know what? I didn't even know existed until I saw an Apple Plus commercial.
At this point, I think I'm going to go home.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
It's what I was born in, a Godzilla TV show.
A Godzilla TV show.
I watched
live
it as
action
it was
with
coming
monsters. I didn't know about this somehow, or if you told me, I just forgot.
I probably mentioned it. But then I saw it, and I was like, no, I'm going to stop talking about it.
Yeah. It's obviously
I like,
TV.
good
Here's the
actors in
thing.
it.
The monsters, okay, when they had them.
You could definitely tell that was a budgetary constraint. You get
Obviously,
a few minutes of monsters
Godzilla gets in
episode.
the end because they had to save their big money for the end. They brought Godzilla around here and there. It was exciting when the monsters came out, but of course, it's a TV show. They can't spend that much money unless they get the creators of Godzilla -1, who could make everything look like a friggin' movie. That Godzilla -1, is that what it called?
Oh, yeah. -1.
That's still the best Godzilla movie I've ever. I went back and watched 1999, which I still love. I have no regret. I think that movie is still good. I think
It's fun. It's fun.
that's one of the very few movies I actually care about the characters. Now, in this one, good choice with Kurt Russell.
I love that.
Caught my attention. Good choice doing the back forward. And then I was thinking, wait a minute, if he's got to be 80s, 90s now?
And then they explain
he
it.
doesn't look like, and then they explain the time. I was like, oh, because I was like, wait a minute, he couldn't be that old. He wouldn't be that old. Maybe he's really young. a cadet making it to colonel? No, it wouldn't happen. And then they explain it. But that was a good choice. That was a good casting because we know Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell can sell it, and he was entertaining when it was on him. A little bit about his past.
And his son did a great job playing his dad.
Yeah. Was that his son?
Yes.
Oh wow.
That's the U.S. agent.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
Oh man.
Back to reference last episode.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
that had Kurt Russell's kid, also had Bill Pullman's kid, with Century.
Wow.
We're getting all the Nepo movies now.
Oh wow. And he does look like Bill Pullman. Oh my Lanta. I didn't even see that. Yeah, but they do. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, but that's why they did that casting.
Either way, really smart because Kurt Russell can hold a scene and he's entertaining as all get out. John Goodman cameo
That
there.
was unexpected.
Which was nice.
I
to
don't know
start it
how that
off.
fit into the Kong movie, but they.
Isn't that their third friend? Wasn't him all grown up? Was John Goodman? Yeah. Okay. It's kind of weird because -1. What'd they do that for $10 million?
I think it was 5.
Okay. That looked better than any Godzilla film I've yet to see.
I know.
Including Kong Godzilla. Godzilla -1 looks real.
I know.
I mean, we're talking like
amazing.
Jurassic Park real.
And
look,
lots of Godzilla. You don't feel like he's missing from the movie.
no, he is not missing from the movie. And Godzilla Godzilla, Jaws in the water. If that would have been the whole movie,
Him
been
swimming in the
perfect.
water after the boat. That was like the thing's horror. That's a
the
good
mind
horror.
blowing up his mouth and having part of his
Yes.
mouth. That's just, I loved every bit of that. In
And
fact,
the first time he uses his atomic breath.
Yeah.
It's so good.
oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That scene is just phenomenal. Phenomenal. And then they bring him on land to tear up the city, and it feels like, wow, this is how it would really look if he tore up the city. They have never come close to -1. Get those people, have them make your movie. Their characters were interesting.
The fantastic human characters.
Fantastic. Every character. I didn't care about many of the characters. In fact, I only cared about Kurt Russell, I'll be honest. I didn't care about anyone else. But and his son, of course, the past story. But the thing is, none of the other characters I cared about in Monarch. But all the characters in -1 and all the characters in my Godzilla 1999 one were just great. I love it.
The biggest problem with Monarch was the useless characters. And you couldn't make me like any of them. But you couldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, the premise, you got the kids of the people from Monarch, that's fine.
Yeah.
But you're not. It's like every episode was just like forced. Okay, it's like
Yes!
we want to do 2 minutes of monsters, but we need to create 50 minutes of human stories, and just write something, just throw it at the wall.
And I thought about this. Here's what they should have done. This is not popular, but instead of doing the 45, 55, whatever hour, 8-minute episodes, 30. 30.
Yeah, they could have done that.
30. Compact, because that saves you money. You can probably put some more monster scenes in there. And then in 30 minutes, if there's like 3 minutes of monster scenes here and there,
feels like
where
more.
there's some dialogue and story driven, then the story's a lot tighter. We don't all have the little sitting and moping flashbacks about my dad and stuff like that. We don't need all that. We just have little vignettes, and it feels more compact and can give more of a punch by saving the production cost, by shortening the running time. You have now shortened your production cost, which you can go back into, and you're not going to get a mega fight like the end, but you would. But you can do a few more minutes, maybe a minute or two more of monster scenes in there, just to sprinkle it in, just enough, like on a budget. The boys, how when they do their powers, they're flying. We don't see them fly sometimes. We see them, they're floating down on top of the billboard. I remember that scene where we just see their shoes. Now, obviously, that's an easy scene to film. They're probably sitting down, put their shoes down in front of the camera. But the thing is, though, to us, we get the image that they were flying earlier, and it doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel cheap, even though the scene was great cost cutting. They had to put CGI in it. They use their money wisely. You can use your money wisely in something like Monarch, and I think you have to. I think if you want people, because it's going to be all about everyone who saw the TV show went, this is, now I'll be honest, the TV quality, it looked like a movie.
Yeah.
It looked like a movie. But then I knew pretty much going in, oh, okay, because we had the big spider scene at the beginning. Like, oh, okay. Okay, we're going to see them every once. We're going to see monsters every once in a while. Okay, this is mainly just a. But then, of course, you've got it on characters, again, I don't care about, except for Kurt Russell, which I thought was excellent.
Yeah.
And it was sad because the whole time I was watching this, I was going, man, I wish this wasn't 45. I wish this was a 30-minute episode. If they trimmed off to just to 30, that magic number, I think it wouldn't have. Every episode seemed to drag.
Yes.
Every episode seemed to drag after a while.
Yes. I started watching with my kids, and
They lost interest quick, I
Yes,
bet.
they did.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, the only thing, just go YouTube and watch the monster scenes. That's all you needed.
That's really all you need. And it's sad because when does this take place? Did it take place before Kong X Godzilla, whatever?
I
two
mean,
or
the
whatnot?
modern stuff took place after the first movie, but before.
King Kong Godzilla,
Yes.
which is why we see King Kong at the end.
Yes.
Or whatever. Okay. Because
And season 2 is coming. But
I
the
don't
problem
know.
is, this had the same problem with like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. You got movies doing their thing and a show that wants to tie itself to the movies, but doesn't feel part of it.
Yeah, they never felt part of it. And the thing is, they should, because they should bring those movie characters in there. I don't even care about them either. But how do you get? I don't know how you get us to carry. You got to get some big names like Kurt Russell, like someone else to carry some of those scenes. And at the same time, I think you shorten it, do less episodes. Even I hate to say that, but do how it went 10 episodes.
Yeah.
Do 6. I mean, honestly, cut the production to save money to put more monster scene in there.
And just compact the story to where
Yeah.
I'm not bored half the time.
Yeah, because I think if it's the 30-minute mark, 6 episodes, obviously they've saved a couple of million there, and they can reinvest that into a few more minutes. I know that won't buy you much, but a few more minutes of Godzilla or monster scenes, and we're good. Now there is in this MonsterVerse, there was a cartoon series
There's a King Kong.
that you watched, I
Skull
believe.
Island.
Skull Island. It takes place in the 90s.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I'm not going to watch that. I looked at it and
You
I
don't
went,
have
no
to.
thanks.
You don't have to. I
No
mean, it's not
thanks. I'm
special.
not-
It's not standout. It's
I'm not in, but it's part of it's part of their MonsterVerse.
Yeah, the kids watched it. I watched it with the kids.
Okay,
it
so-
was they even enjoyed it, but they haven't gone back. They haven't asked to
Well,
rewatch
it's
it
not.
like they do
It's
their
not
favorite
anything
cartoons.
special. I want to see the real King Kong. King Kong Skull Island was very good.
Yeah.
So what about this cartoon animated series? What's it about?
And
Just kids going back to the island and messing with Kong?
I mean, there was some.
You can have monster scenes because it's all
it-
animated.
What, a year and a half ago since I watched it.
Oh, okay.
And you didn't print me to.
Obviously,
think
it's
about
not
it.
that. It's not that memorable.
It's not. It's not. I mean, again, you had some characters that were interesting and some that were not. There was some strife amongst family members, daughter and kid. There was
Of course,
some
there's gotta
girl
be.
that grew up on a neighboring island with a pet monster.
Oh.
Denver.
the Last Dinosaur. He's in this.
Yeah, it's not a dinosaur. It's like some giant dog thing. Her dad killed its mom, and then they were left as babies together to grow up together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Odd.
Some weird thing like that. And then there was some people coming to. I don't even remember what the bad guys were trying to do, but
Okay, so you don't know the bad guys were coming to kill the rainforest.
Probably.
Because that's what every cartoon in the 90s was, right? Destroying the rainforest. Didn't all the critters talk, but King Kong ran them off.
here I am. They're giving me the stuff that I always wanted, and I'm just not enjoying it.
Did you see any of the? I know you saw the DC animated universe.
Yes, most of it, almost all
We're
of it.
switching
I
almost. all of
haven't
it.
seen some of the newer ones. I've got them lined up on my wish list.
Well, I'm talking about the original, the Batman animated series, and
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
those you've seen. The super. I mean, you told me about Superman.
Yes.
You made me watch Superman, which I thought was excellent.
Yeah.
And then
Haven't really watched Justice League.
Justice League is great. You haven't watched
I've
Justice
watched
League?
episodes, but I haven't watched all of it.
Oh no, it's Justice League solid.
Yeah, I know.
Justice League
I
solid.
enjoyed what I've seen.
And you saw Batman Beyond,
Yes.
which I didn't want to see, but
But it was
another
good.
friend of mine said, no, I like that better than the animated series. I don't think it's better than the animated series, but I do agree with him. I
good
do think it's
follow-up.
excellent. The spin-off from Batman Beyond, the Zeta Project,
Yeah. You told me
about
about
the droid,
that. I haven't seen that.
not so good. Not so good. They're kind of fun. And they blame the studio and the CW because they said that we want you to tone it down. We don't want it's getting too dark. So because they had something really dark planned for this, they was gonna be super dark, and they said no. And that's how the Lobo TV show got canceled because Lobo was gonna have his, but they switched it to a Flash cartoon, which you can find on YouTube. It's not bad. Back,
I do remember seeing that when it was out.
back
new.
when they had Flash cartoons.
Yeah.
And websites were kind of new, and they're saying, "How can we get you to our website?" Oh, every week a new Flash cartoon episode.
I watched some of those back then.
They're on YouTube,
Yeah.
and I watched. There was two of them: Gotham Girls with Batgirl, Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn, or something like that. I think it's awful. It's awful. It's girl power awful. But Lobo, pretty fun. And by the way, in between the cartoon, remember, Adobe Flash also let you could punch things, and it would pause and have you do stuff. So you can be the character and control the fight, or control this, or have Lobo figure out where to go. I was like, shut up. So you played a little game in between the cartoon, the Flash cartoon, which you could do with that. And that was awesome. And someone saved them all and put them on YouTube. And the Lobo ones are pretty funny. And it's sad that that's what could have been. But they gave him his own Flash cartoon since they canceled the series because it was going to be a little crude. It's Lobo.
Yeah.
Get out of here, the main man. Hopefully giving the finger to kids on the first time on TV, cable TV.
That's official. Momoa is playing Lobo in the Supergirl movie
Yeah. Hey, when is DC coming out with new Lobo comic books?
next year when the movie
Oh, are
comes
they?
out.
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
sure.
probably so. But did you ever see Static Shock?
Episodes.
Yeah.
I've probably seen most of the first
It's
season.
not good. In fact, the weird thing about this is Static Shock, the artwork gets better as the seasons go along. Like the first season looks garbage, second season better, third season even better, and the fourth season looks fantastic.
It was
so they improved their animation.
It was popular.
They improved their animation, but the storylines just were flat to me. It just didn't. Someone told me that they loved it. It was their favorite. And so I watched it. I wasn't going to watch that. But it's part of the DC.
Just thinking back, I've seen a good bit of them just because, it was back when I was dating, early married, spending a lot of time at in-laws' house, and Ted watched it when he was a kid.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah, well, my buddy's about Ted's age, so I guess that was the cartoon show they loved and watched and everything was Static Shock. But I'd never seen that, so I got that and watched it. It was all right. That and Rosetta Project aren't that good. But the movies, for the most, obviously, the first two Batman movies, Mask of the Phantasm is just phenomenal, and Sub-Zero, excellent. It's a shame that Batman and Robin killed Sub-Zero from getting out in theaters, because people would be screaming more about Sub-Zero to this day if it had come out in theaters. And then the Batman Rise of the Batwomen or Night of the Batwomen, whatever, it just plays like a long episode.
Yeah.
Sadly, it's not as good. But then they had Justice League had a movie, which is okay. The Green Lantern thing, whatever. No, Justice League versus someone. I can't remember. It's been a while. Superman had a movie, but then I found out it's not canon. It was made from the cartoon, but not from them. But they disavowed it from the DCAU. I didn't know that. And it is garbage. It is straight up mindless. I mean, everything they built up in everything you love about the Superman cartoon, they did not put in that movie. I mean, everyone's just dumb in it. So it goes to, let me see, what was the other one? No, they did make a Green Lantern one, I think. I can't remember. But they made Justice League. They made one Justice League movie, which was all right. And they made, the last movie was the Batman Harley Quinn, which I kind of rolled my eyes over when I heard. Great. It was so much fun. I think that was the last movie they made, because at that point, they were only going to make a movie if they had a good storyline. Because Kevin Conroy is always for it. He would always come back and do the voice for it, but they agreed that we care about this universe so much. And we've talked about this on the podcast before, but you're a big fan of the animated DC movies. Like Marvel used to dominate in the theaters. DC dominated in the animated world. Their animated stuff is always better. You've showed me a few of the Batman movies. I've seen some of them. Have you seen any new recent?
I've not seen the most recent ones.
Okay. I haven't either, but I was just thinking about that because I was looking through my DVD collection and noticed, and I say, oh, you know what? I need to probably start watching the DC animated universe again.
Probably the last one I watched was the Dark Justice League, which was good.
You like that one?
Yeah, I did.
Well, they do a lot of stuff that's true to the comic book, though.
Yeah.
And see, that's the thing. I don't understand why people don't understand why. Hey, why don't we just copy the story straight from the comic? Let's not change it because people loved it back then. Why do you think you can do better than a top-selling novel or a top-selling? That's always bothered me about movies movies from books. It's because they read this best-selling book, they think I can do better. Let me change this up my way. And there's the movie way, meaning Harry Potter. I'm not mad at. They had to skip stuff because they can't put all that in a movie. I hope they don't do this for the TV show. I hope they show the whole movie. But as much trust as I have in Hollywood these days, I don't want them to touch Harry Potter. I think it's going to be worse. They're about to, and it's going to be awful because, I mean, look what they did to, what was it called? The Wheel of Time. How terrible! How smart were you to watch the first 2 episodes and walk away from it?
I am thankful that it got me to read the books.
I watched all but the last. I think I made it. Stephen will correct me if I'm right here. I think I walked away just past the halfway point. I said, Stephen, I'm sorry, I can't do this. He's like, oh man, come on, there's only like 4 more episodes left. I went, I can't. This is so bad.
Well, it's canceled, so.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder why. And see, that's the thing. What an excellent series that could be put into movies or, a TV show even, and you wouldn't have to rush it because nothing, you could put one episode, one season could fit 5 books from the show because nothing hardly happens. So you could really rush it through and get it done in, 6 seasons or whatnot if you wanted to. But that's so sad. That was one of my favorite podcasts we ever did, was breaking down the Wheel of Time.
That was a good time.
That was a great time because we had a lot of fun. I miss COVID. But that was a really fun thing to do. And then the TV show came out. We're all pumped about it. And I'm like, what the heck is this crap? And then like Rings of Power. I was interested. And then they said, from the imagination of Tolkien. Oh, no, done. And I'm glad I dodged that. Someone said, hey, I've been watching it. It's not as bad as people say. Get out of here. But I'm someone who doesn't even like the Peter Jackson.
I can barely find anybody that, even the best critics on the
Tolkien book fans, the historians and everything, they hate Rings of Power. They despise
the best
Rings
I
of
can
Power.
find is people saying it's okay.
Yeah.
And they spent billions on this thing.
No true fan of the books loves Rings. I'm just going to say that right. There's probably going to be some bozo that says, oh, I liked that. It wasn't that bad. No, dude. Because I've talked to online the ring, the book people, not the movie people, the Peter Jackson fans. I'm talking about the real book fans, the Tolkien fans, the Tolkien historians, the people who worked side by side with Christopher Tolkien. They are. I remember one guy soured. His face just kind of puckered when he said, "Are you excited about the upcoming Rings of Power?" I think I'm gonna skip that, is what he said. And I was like, but his face was like, ugh. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm buying your book. And I bought his book because he came out with some more, he found some J.R.R. Tolkien stuff. And Christopher goes, yeah, I never had time to put that in a book. I don't know how you connect all this. It's like, I put out tons of stuff already. He said, and I didn't know what to do with this. So they searched because it was letters or ideas written for some UK magazine. And so he collected all these stories and all these things about interviews about Middle Earth. He said, I think I can put this in a book. And went, go for it. And so he worked with Christopher Tolkien until his death, and then prepped the book and brought it out. And that was the last Middle Earth book I bought. It did have one or two nice, interesting things that I didn't know about the world of Middle Earth because it was based off interviews he gave. But, but I bought it. I was thinking about it. I was like, I don't know. Maybe I'll get it if it goes on sale. And then when he puckered his face and talked about Rings of Power, I was like, yeah, this is my guy. This is my guy right here. So, but that's still going, right?
I have not seen any cancellation. I don't think Amazon wants to cancel it because they invested
so much.
They
spent $500 million, but the thing is, they're not getting the people. And the thing is, again, why would you even? Because I heard they didn't have the rights to even the Silmarillion. Is that true? Or
I don't know the details.
I don't know, but the thing is, though, man, don't even buy it unless you can be true. What they should have done, in fact, the Tolkien expert they brought in walked off the set in season one. I didn't know this, but they weren't listening to him.
Did you ever get around to watching that animated movie they put out?
No. Oh, gag me. No, I'd forgotten that came out.
I had heard only terrible things.
No.
I've heard it was pretty much just a rights to hold the rights. They wanted to hold the rights to make movies.
Yeah, and
that's the only reason they did
terrible. Yeah, it's so terrible. So terrible.
The animation's terrible. The story's terrible.
And the only thing at this point they can... the thing is, honestly, they need to have a true Tolkien fan help run that series and run it right and do it the boring way.
Name me one franchise that's doing that other than Cobra Kai.
Yeah, there is none. You're right. And that's why I can't trust Harry Potter. Like, I've always wanted a Harry Potter TV show. I thought that would be way better than movies because you could explain more of the books. And now that it's coming, I'm scared. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch it.
I just hope we've gotten past. It seems like a lot we're growing past the last few years of
Garbage.
that have been infecting movies. But
Movie shows.
shows
How's
everything.
Doctor Who these days?
crashing. I think it's officially on hiatus again.
Yeah, because they drove it into the ground. Were you even watching the last few episodes? My nephews were loving it back in the
Oh,
day.
it was fantastic.
Loving it, and then don't watch it anymore. I mean, they were all about Doctor Who. They were upset that I wasn't. I was never into Doctor Who, but they were like, "Oh no, Doctor Who's the coolest. It's better than Star Wars." I was like, "Get out of here!" But I mean, that's how much they were loving Doctor Who. That was the best thing. And then it went south. They left. They're not coming back. You're not getting those kids again. They're young adults now, and you do want that demographic. But you know what? You screwed up. You screwed up. You made your. I don't watch it, but they drove it into the ground. I mean, Indiana Jones. I would love to have a good Indiana Jones film as he's old. And boy, was that horrible. Boy, was that horrible. There's some Crystal Skull fans going, see, I told you this wasn't the worst movie. Because that movie was so unbelievably, it misfired so bad.
Couldn't get past the opening.
It was so bad. It looked like a video game. It's young, CGI Indiana Jones with old Indiana Jones talking. Dude, look up Top Gun Maverick. Look how they did Val Kilmer's voice and synthesize it to make it sound, not old and raspy. So 30-year-old Harrison Ford is talking with 80-year-old or 90-year-old Harrison Ford's voice. And the thing is, I still like Harrison Ford. I don't think he's too old. I mean, he's too old to do a lot of the stunts, but I still like to see him. Like I said, he was the only good thing in Captain America.
Yeah.
I mean, he did not collect a paycheck. He went out and actually delivered great scenes. And that's one thing. That was in the Thunderbolts movie they mentioned. Or Your Last President hulked out, and that was kind of funny. But I was like, can we go back and see? I never thought I'd be missing Captain America, but yeah. Either way though, I'm not excited about that. So what else is? So I'm only excited about what we talked about earlier about Peacemaker from last week. Yeah. That's the only thing I'm excited about.
You need to go watch.
I don't think there's any. Oh, they're doing another Hellboy, right? With
that might have been fake.
Oh, yeah. Fake news.
Fake news.
That's too bad because that would have been great.
Yeah.
Because Ron Perlman did a good, and that's another thing I need to go back and watch those two Hellboy movies. Did you see the new one that came out a year
it together.
ago? We did. Yeah, it's horrible. It wasn't that good. It was sad. It makes me miss Ron Perlman's Hellboy, which was the best.
Yeah.
So good.
I mean, I did.
In fact, they need to start off in the new movie. They need to start off with young Hellboy discovering pancakes, because that's a great short story.
That's the story that got me to read Hellboy.
Yeah, and I like how the Goon will never be made a movie either over the writer's dead body. That's good. Don't let mess up the Goon.
Goon is fantastic.
Goon is fantastic, but I don't want it to see like Bone. I would love to see Bone animated, an animated series.
We gotta get Hollywood to correct its course before we can do that.
Jeff Smith has to be in control, and they're not going to give Jeff Smith
all
control.
you have to do is adapt the story.
That's all you have to do is adapt. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. You adapt the story, or you stay true. Cobra Kai stayed true to the. They hugged Karate Kid 3, which no one would have done
because it sucks.
Because it sucks.
But they made it.
They wouldn't even hug 2.
Now it's important.
But 3 is like the best. Like now, next time I watch it, when I find out that now he's been on, he was on crack cocaine the whole time. That's great. That's great.
It was the 80s.
It was the 80s. We had a lot of cocaine. I was like, shut up. It was so good. But I mean, for them to embrace even the cheesy parts and then bring it in and make it feel important. Like I told you, I jokingly made everyone watch Karate Kid 3 before Cobra. I said, this is very important. And we all laughed. And it turned out to be excellent. We could not believe. One of my buddies, he had never seen 3 because he heard it was bad. He watched 1 and 2 in theaters, but he never saw 3.
But Cobra Kai made it better.
But Cobra Kai makes it better. And I hope Thomas Ian, I hope he gets more roles.
He's great.
Didn't he walk away from acting?
I think so.
And this show brought him back, and he was really good. He's really good. Maybe he'll walk away again. I don't know. Maybe he'll bite someone at Comic-Con. Poor Martin Kove, because Johnny is a character in Cobra Kai, but Martin Kove is living that life.
Yeah.
I think he is stuck in an older time, and he just didn't know what's wrong with biting someone. It was all in fun. I didn't break the skin. Dude, it's not the 80s anymore.
Some people are, yeah.
Yeah, you can't do that anymore. I get it. But, why would you want to bite? You're a Cobra. I got it. But you just can't do that anymore. But poor Martin Kove got kicked out of a con. Can you imagine going there getting excited about Martin Kove? You being getting the next one in line, but then he has to be removed. And now not the whole reason you went, but one of the reasons you went is gone, out the door. That'd suck.
That was a weird story.
Dude, if he bit me, I was like, can you bite? No, next time we get him to sign something, can you bite me on the hand, please? Before you go? I just have it. I mean, it may start something. Who knows?
Hollywood people.
Hollywood. Anyway, one last thing. How was Snow White?
What?
Oh, you didn't watch Snow White?
No.
I thought you were a big Snow White fan.
Lucy saw it on Disney, and
Oh,
asked
she
if we could
did?
watch it, and we were like, maybe later. And we're just waiting for it to disappear.
You said, sure, the animated movie. Here you go. That's a good
We did
movie.
watch that.
That's a good movie. Here you go. All right. So, folks, let us know. What did you think of Monarch? This is way too late, but Monarch, what do you think of the monster movies? Godzilla -1. Anything we talked about, put your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see you next time on Princes of the Universe.